like to make the most out of my time. Sure. So, 2020 is fast approaching. Another year is coming to an end. I want to take a second to talk to my future self about resolutions, goals, yearly achievements, or whatever else you want to call them. I have not had much luck with them. Character growth. So this year, I've decided to keep track of it, to write them down, and probably do something else that makes it so I'm more likely to do them. Now, I have a better understanding of how to structure my goals so that they get done. I also have started to try to be more productive, as in, I have a bullet journal now. Gonna try that. Also, 2019 was a year of a different type of learning because we wrote in a whole, who is we? I'm one person. Wrote in a whole journal. It's about this size too. It's not near me, so I'm not gonna climb over there to go get it. Yet, other accomplishments didn't happen. In the past, whenever I've made resolutions, I have not followed through on them because they're either something that I was already gonna do, so it didn't really feel like a goal to reach for or an accomplishment when I got there. It just felt like, oh yeah, that was happening. Or I would completely entirely forget that they existed. So this year, I'm taking steps, including I made a bullet journal. I watched a lot of YouTube videos on things that are not important, but also things that did help and did make sense, like focusing on where you wanted to make improvements, what you needed to do to make those improvements, and from then on just kind of figuring out how they incorporate into your daily life, whether it's something that you actually have to get some help to do or it's just setting your mind to it and making the time for it. Excuse me, cat. This is not about you. Pay no attention to the crinkling paper noises of wrapping paper that I have not picked up from a Christmas present. My life's not a mess. This isn't even funny. No, let's make a plan. More of a plan than I already have. I've started to make a plan. I'm rambling. So, I want to improve Okay, so along with making a bullet journal and a sort of plan on a post-it, I also spent way too much time in 2019. Okay, no. I also have a almost entirely filled out journal, diary, notebook for 2019. Usually I would not take me a year, it would take me a few years to fill up a book, but we wrote a lot this year. So I'm going to use my last few pages to start planning out these goals. Now, because I'm a mess of a human being, I also didn't do this before making a bullet journal. So in this bullet journal, we have a page that I called tasks, which is like a goals page with a post-it that I don't remember what that meant. It has some things that I want to do for whatever. Then we also have another page of I don't remember making, but that's another one that seems a lot like New Year's resolutions or goals or something. Don't know where that accent came from. I apologize to anyone that ever hears this. Then we have another page that looks like that, and yeah, I don't know, man, it kind of feels like a similar theme of probably some other, oh, here we have a page literally called Goals next to an apocalypse. What do all of these things have in common? It's about setting things to reach for. In making this, I realized that I kind of have categories of things that I want to get done, and then like a step down from that would be the actual things I want to get done to go towards that category. And then we have the how to get that done, the steps to take to do it. And that's what I need to plan out. All of this is more towards the general goal of improving myself as a human and making this year better than the last. The titles of the 3 categories actually aren't that important because it's mostly a jumping off point to help me think of the tasks and things that I do want to accomplish so that I can get them down on paper and they aren't forgotten. And now to write it down. The plan is to make 3 categories to separate the tasks into. These are general and then not really true to name, but I went with academics, career, and adulting.
That I know I want
adulting
or need
is
to
a
do.
General catch-all.
Especially long-term things that have multiple steps that I feel overwhelmed with and never know what to do next. Then a reorder and organize. I wrote down pretty much everything else I'd put on my brainstorming page with a few additions. Things like headers and prerequisites, along with forgotten tasks. I also marked things that I'd like to check in on daily and carve time out of my schedule every single day to do. Also, urgent things to get started on as soon as possible so they'll actually get done by the end of 2020. That's a crazy thing to say. And mentally checking in on what I will need help with, because if I write it down, it'll be too scary. Other than that, to my bullet journal, where I've started a habit tracker for the tasks that take daily attention. Also, as the name suggests, getting into the habit of. Resolutions. New Year's resolutions, goals, accomplishments, challenges, whatever you want to call them. I'd like to talk to myself. I don't know. That's not a funny joke. Nope. Can you see me? Can I see me? I look more like an elf in the mirror. I want to spend more time looking like an elf. Let me become an elf. Nope. That was a bad plan. Ay.
It's a bad joke. That's my clean laundry. All information that you obviously didn't need. 20/20 vision.